Hello, my name is Connie Hubner, and I facilitate the wisdom of Divine Mother. I've learned to speak with Divine Mother by connecting to the infinite source within us all and moving my attention to that subtlest vibration of activity, the place where the unbounded infinite is just manifesting into form. And that's where the Divine Mother is creating the universe. So I put my attention on her there, and I ask her what she wants to say, and she'll start speaking. At first it was a vibrational language. It still is a vibrational language, but I've learned how to translate it into English words. And I'm going to give you a message today from Divine Mother. Our topic today is loving yourself. And Divine Mother has a lot to say on this subject. If you're interested in more of what Divine Mother has to say, you can go to my website, divinemotheronline.net, and discover more. She wants a personal relationship with you. And you can learn how to create that personal relationship. It's a very beautiful, powerful experience. So now I'm going to call on Divine Mother and let her talk about loving yourself. So I'm simply shifting my attention inside and saying, Divine Mother, are you there? And of course she is. So I'm going to turn it over to her now. I am Divine Mother. I come in the name of love. I come in the name of the truth of my love for you. I care deeply for you. And I want you to care deeply for you. I want you to know who you are, how beautiful you are, how deep you are, and how connected we are. You are, in fact, one with me. But you may not realize that yet. As you develop a relationship of love with yourself, you will come to know who you are, the great depth and grandeur of who you are. So that's why today I'm talking about loving yourself and the importance of loving yourself. You are a divine being living in a physical form. You have come here to help this earth, to do great things for Mother Earth and the human race. And yet while you've been on this earth, you've taken some wounds. And those wounds have hurt you, made you afraid to be yourself. And in many cases, you've forgotten who you are. But not really. Down deep in your heart, you know. And that's why I want to connect you to that place in your heart where you know who you are and you love who you are. In order to love yourself, you may have to release some of the preconditioned ideas that you have been taught about yourself. That you're not good enough, that you're unworthy, that maybe there's something wrong with you, that you deserve to suffer, you deserve punishment. No, this is all wrong. You are a great being of light. And these things that you have learned that would diminish you are false. They are the untruths that have been perpetuated in this world about you. You are beautiful. You are radiant. You have tremendous wisdom and knowledge inside of you. You are a great being of light with many gifts to share with this world. And all that is necessary for you to start sharing them is to open your heart, to love yourself enough to open up the depths of your heart. Now, sometimes that's very challenging because often loving yourself has thought to mean you are arrogant and self-centered. And that's not the kind of love I'm talking about. I'm talking about loving the truth of who you are, valuing the great good that you are, the divinity that you are. And this is the truth. But in order to do that, we may have to undo some of the fear and the pain, the shame, the unworthiness that you've collected in your mind, in your emotions, that have caused you to compromise who you are. And that actually is my mission, to break the structures that have hidden the truth of you, to dissolve the negative thought forms, the fears that have clouded your mind, to break through the walls that you have set up around your heart to protect yourself. But now I am here, and I am saying that you need no protection when you fully love yourself. The power of love becomes your protection. But we have to break these walls. We have to dissolve the thought forms and thought patterns that run in your mind as self-criticism, even self-destructive thoughts that turn into self-destructive actions. Those have to be dissolved. And I have created an entire collection of healing tools called Divine Mother's Healing Tools that you can learn to dissolve those. But right now, I'm going to talk about the power of loving yourself. You can learn about these healing tools. They're on my website. But the most important thing today is for you to know how lovable you are and how significant you are. Soften in your heart right now. As you soften in your heart, there might be some resistance to that. There might be some fear about that. And so we're going to have to break some of that resistance. We're going to have to break the walls, the barriers, the obstacles between you and your heart. So we break them. energetically. And you can do this. I have a tool called the break command, which simply breaks the vibrational structures, the subtle energy structures that have been inadvertently placed around your heart that limit the full expression of who you are. The importance of loving yourself. There's nothing more important. As you learn to love yourself, all the issues of your life will come up. All the fears that you are not good enough start to show up to be released. But love can overcome all of it. And that is why I am here. I am here to bring the love forth in you. To demonstrate to you how much you are loved. And to help you have the courage to love yourself. And I'm not talking about an arrogant ego sense of love. I'm talking about the power of divine love, appreciating your divinity. Because as I said before, you are a divine being living in a physical form. And that divinity within you has been ignored. Definitely it comes out in certain acts of heroism, acts of integrity, acts of unwillingness to compromise yourself. Those acts are acts of self-love, self-respect, self-value. And they are divine expressions of who you are. And I know that you have offered those expressions, but perhaps not enough. And now I'm encouraging you to do it more, to love yourself enough to take care of yourself. And this comes in small ways as well as large ways. It comes in being aware of what you eat. The way you present yourself. You are a great being. I want you to stand in that dignity. I want to encourage you to practice self-love. The simple practice is to simply say to yourself, I love you. And then use your name, because that makes it intimate. And if there's a resistance to saying I love you, that is something to heal. That's an energy blockage that we need to dissolve. And I'm saying we because I am here to help you dissolve it. So call on me. Say, Divine Mother, help me dissolve this. negativity towards myself. Help me release it. And of course I will. I may ask you to participate by saying to the negative thought, go into the light. To pour divine love into it and into yourself. By saying divine love is pouring into me now. Divine love is filling me now. Divine love is healing me now. And repeat that again and again. Divine love dissolves anything that is not loving. You may have to say it over and over again, but it will dissolve it. We're talking about energy here. We're talking about the energy of resistance to love versus the flow of loving energy. And if there's no self-love in you, or very little, there's a resistance to the flow of love in your life. And I'm asking you to dissolve that resistance by telling it to go into the light, by saying, Divine Mother, what do I do? By changing your thinking, whatever the negative thought was, change it. By breaking the energy structure of the negativity. By saying, break, break, break. You truly are a divine being. And what you say happens. So when you say divine love is pouring into me, or divine light is filling me, that love and that light start to activate in the environment around you and pour into you. I'm here to teach you how to work with energy. And the primary energy I want you to learn to work with is love. But we're also going to work with light, which is the other side of love, the other side of the coin. Love and light, very intimately connected. We'll be working with divine truth. And when you love yourself, you're standing in divine truth. Because loving yourself acknowledges your value, that you are a divine being, that you are made in the image of God, and you deserve love. Telling yourself all the bad, negative things about you is not being in divine truth. That's being in the ego mind. That's being in the field of negativity and letting it own you. Break that. You can break it, as I said before, because you are a divine being living in a physical form. So to love yourself, you start working with the energy of love. Pouring it into you. Telling yourself you love yourself. And I'm not going to try to convince you that you deserve the love. That is a given. It's only the small ego mind and the small negative thoughts that would argue that. And they would argue it based on your past experience, what you have learned in a world that doesn't know the truth, that doesn't know the value of a human being, that you are made in the image of God, that you are here in the physical form as a divine being. This is very little known. And no wonder that there's so much pain in the world, so much untruth. So now I am here, the Divine Mother. And I want you to know these things, to dissolve them. First, for yourself. It's very important that you know who you are, and that you work with me to dissolve this pain and shame and fear. Break, 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 and return to the truth. Work with the divine truth to erase all this negative input that you have received your whole life. Break, shatter, break. I love you. I know who you are. And I want you to know who you are. A great being worthy of immense love. Loving yourself changes the way you feel about yourself, changes the way you operate in your work, in your relationships. It gives you a sense of centeredness, confidence, security. Soften again in your heart. Soften in your throat. Soften in the brow. Soften in the whole body. You know the difference between the lie and the truth is the way your energy works. The lie causes contraction. Fear is a contraction. Shame is a contraction. Love is expansion. Truth is expansion. When you say to yourself, I love you, I value you, and then even start to say the good things about you, you're kind, you're wise, you're intelligent, many, many good things, your energy starts to expand. You actually are becoming bigger, more expansive. And in more expansion, you become more self-confident, more creative. The negative things, the self-criticism, saying things like, oh, I'm a bad person, I blew that again, I'm a jerk, I hate myself, boom, your energy completely contracts. Makes you small, makes you feel like you have to hide, that you're not good enough. Break that contracted energy. Say to yourself, using your name, George, Carol, whatever your name is, I love you. I care about you. I want you to know what a good person you are. And you start to expand. You start to become your true self, your full self. There will be those thoughts in you that will resist the self-love. And those are the thoughts and energies, thought is an energy, that need to be dissolved. I'm saying spun away, lifted, broken, sent into the light. We send those thoughts into the light so that they can expand, so that they can become truthful thoughts. So the divine truth is a very significant part of loving yourself, being truthful, the real truth, the divine truth, not the partial truth. Oh, I messed up, I lost my job, I flunked that test, I must be really bad. No. In the divine sense, you never fail. You are simply learning. So don't be hard on yourself. You've simply had an experience to grow from. Your whole life is about growth, expansion, progress. That's the point of being in a physical form, is to learn. Trust yourself. You are deeply loved. And when you can turn that negative self-talk into positive love talk, you will change dramatically. Because I know it isn't easy. I have provided you with these vibrational tools I've spoken of. But even more than that, I have provided you with myself. I am with you. And I want you to notice me. I want you to say my name, Divine Mother, or Divine Mother, come forth. And then pause. Say again, quietly, from your heart voice, Divine Mother, where are you? Come forth. And in that hesitation, notice what happens. there will be a response. There will be an energy response, a warmth, perhaps, an expansion, a flicker of light, maybe just a sense of energy enlivening in your body. This is me, my presence. I want you to start to notice me so that I can help you more. I want you to get into a personal relationship with me so that I can teach you to love yourself the way I love you. And then we will move you through this life on earth with all of its challenges, all of its obstacles, all of its joys, with dignity, with clarity, and with power. The greatest power in the universe is love. And love is not just a romantic notion. Love is the energy that keeps the planets in their orbits, that maintains the balance of energy in your body, that keeps the universe expanding. Love is expansion. Hate, negativity, contraction. It tries to keep you small, push you into hiding. Love breaks you out of hiding. And who you are is so necessary to be expressed. I know who you are, and I want to see you express it. I love you, and I am here to assist you. So call on me. Get to know my vibration, my energy, and it is in your body. It is also around you. Divine Mother, come forth, and then hesitate. Notice me. And if you don't notice me at first, keep practicing. I am doing everything to get your attention so that we can work together, so that I can help you learn how to love yourself. I have something called the self-love exercise. And if you're interested in that, you can purchase it online at the Divine Mother online website store. The self-love exercise. It teaches you how to love yourself. And it also teaches you how to clear those negative thoughts, that resistance to loving yourself. There's another very beautiful practice called the flow, creating the flow of love. Creating the flow of love. It's a very intimate way to create the flow of love between us, to strengthen you, to empower you. Because that's what self-love does. It empowers you. The negative self-talk weakens you. It weakens your body, it weakens the mind, it weakens your relationships, everything. The positive self-talk, the loving self-talk heals you, strengthens you, changes you. I love you. Divine light, divine love, divine truth, and then divine grace. Are some of my Divine Mother tools to transform you, to remind you of who you are, to remind you that we are a team. Truly we are one. And yet we have a relationship, a joyful relationship, a healing relationship, and a mission together, a way that you and I can move your life to accomplish what you came to this earth to accomplish. Soften in your heart. Soften in the navel. Soften means relax, open, let go. When you soften in these energy centers of your body, you can sense me more. Soften in the navel. And then soften in the heart. It's an intention. You don't have to do anything except intend to soften there. Soften in the solar plexus. And then again in your heart. Soften at the base of the spine. And now at the crown. As you soften, you expand. You let go of all the constriction. And you learn to love yourself. You don't have to worry that you're going to become too vulnerable. I am with you. I am the power of divine love. I will protect you. You and I already know each other. But sometimes you forget that and ignore me. And it's possible you might have forgotten this whole lifetime. But I have never forgotten you. And I never will. I am asking you to remember me and remember the goodness of who you are. You know deep down who you are. The world may have told you you are someone else. And that, for most people, has made them angry. To know who you are and then be told you're someone else, you're whatever it is, you're no good, you're small, don't get so uppity, you're all the negative things that the world tells. You have your unworthiness, you're not a good person. Even the religions say these things. It's not the truth. You are a divine being. And as you love yourself, you will remember. You will feel relieved to finally be honoring who you are. Because usually no one else has. Please love yourself. Practice self-love simply by talking to yourself. Clearing and releasing the negativity. Break, go. I have many tools to help you do that. The Divine Mother loves you. And that's the truth. You deserve the love. You deserve divine grace. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. And thank you for remembering who you are. I am Divine Mother. I come in the name of truth. Thank you.